Hello and welcome to this special edition of Life of Glenne. Today we will talk about how to do research, and well, some of you might need to do research in school, and some of you might actually want to do research. Most perhaps will need to do research, but like myself, it's very fun to do research actually when you get the hang of it, and this episode will try to explain how to do it. This is a step-by-step guide, and it will explain what you need to do research. And as you can see here, you need a field of interest, you need an idea or a question, and you need a knowledge base. And let's begin with the first thing you need. You need an interest. So what you hopefully you already have an interest or many interests. So you select the field of whatever you are interested in, and you dig into that field. For example, you might be interested in people with anxiety and cute puppy dogs. And we have here a video of a cute puppy, and this might be really interesting for you, and you might want to do research about this. So let's look at the video for a moment. Here we see the puppy chasing a tennis ball, and it's very cute, and you might go, oh, what a cute puppy, I want to do more research about this puppy because it's so cute. Well, we've seen enough now, it's very cute. And the other field of interest might be people with anxiety, and we will watch this scene from
Little pigs, let me come in.
The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, a very cult movie classic. And here Jack, or Johnny as he is called in the movie, is trying to get in to his terrified wife, who is screaming. She has locked herself into the bathroom and he's pounding at the door, and we can just feel the anxiety she is feeling. So you might be interested in, oh, she has anxiety, and maybe there is something to do research about people with anxiety, because most likely she will experience some trauma after this episode in her life, and who wouldn't? Now here's the classic scene.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, she's very scared. Okay, that's enough. So, you have a field of interest, and the next step is to have an idea or question about this field of interest. Because just the interest is not enough, you need to have like an idea. For example, you might think, I wonder if that wife in the movie would reduce her anxiety by buying puppy dogs. When all of this is over, and hopefully she lives, she might have anxiety, and to reduce her anxiety, she buys puppy dogs. And you are interested in, is this really effective or not? Is her anxiety decreased by buying these puppy dogs? That might be an idea or question you have about your field of interest. And that's not quite enough to go on with your research, because you also need to develop a knowledge base. So well, you need to know things about anxiety, and you need to know things about treatments using animals. So you need to read about these things, so you have a knowledge base. Because without this knowledge, you cannot create your research question, and you will have a very hard time in looking at previous research without knowing what they are talking about. So you need to develop some knowledge base about these things you are interested in. And when you have this, you are ready for the next steps. And those steps is to form a research question, to look at previous research, to select a method, and start writing the first draft. And the first draft is like the first draft of the paper, because that's what you are, your end product, a paper. It's not the most exciting product, but it is a paper. So the first part of these next steps is to form a research question, because what you have is an idea of a question, but you need to form it into a research question that you can examine. So you need to use your knowledge base to create a research question, and the question should be very specific. There can be more than one question, but if you are a beginner, and you most likely are if you are watching this, begin with one question. That's the most easy thing to do. And later you will refine the question, so it doesn't need to be final. For example, like we talked about earlier, one example of a research question can be, do treatments using animals reduce anxiety levels in subjects? And when you have the research question, you can continue by looking at previous research. And you do this by reading books about the specific topics, or even better, you go into different research databases and look for articles on the subjects, on the topics, because you need to see if people have done research about this before and what their results have been and their limitations and stuff like that. So the next step is quite big. You need to collect relevant articles to use as references, because you base your paper on well, first of all, your own results, but also on previous results, and a mix of previous and your results will be kind of the thing to discuss at the end of the paper, how the field has developed with your paper, if it has. Well, you need to argue that it has, at least. And then you select a method, and this is the most technical part of the research, and also the most difficult part, because you need to select a method that you can handle. And a method can be either qualitative, quantitative, or mixed. And I won't go into what they mean, but quantitative, you examine a large number of people and with specific question. Qualitative, you look into more a few people with open questions, so they can talk about it more, and you are more flexible in their answers. You do not narrow them down to only statistics. And the mixed method uses both of these, qualitative and quantitative. And hopefully it will not get too mixed up. I think that sometimes a mixed method can be too mixed up. But it's good to combine qualitative and quantitative research, and to get a more broad view on the topic. For example, in this example we have talked about previously, you will use a quantitative experimental design with 2 random groups, and these groups can be a group who get treatment and cute puppies, and a group who do not get treatment with cute puppies. They might just get support from well, ugly people or something, I don't know. But one group with cute puppies and one group without. And you randomize the people into these groups and see if there is any significant difference in the effect on the subjects. I see now I have written effect here with a K, and that's the Swedish word for it. So it's quite similar, Swedish and English, in that word. In Swedish, effect is with a K, and in English, effect is with an C. I don't know why. And when you have this finished, you start writing a draft. And now the real fun part begins, because you get to write, you get to be creative, you get to be productive. You have done your homework, you have read everything you know about cute puppies and cute puppy treatment, and you begin on writing the paper. And a research paper includes an introduction, a method, a result, and a discussion section. Yeah, I see now I have been very careless with the spelling here. An introduction, yes. Yes, these 4 parts are vital in a research paper. In the introduction, you write about what the paper is about and the research question, previous research, and so on. In the method, you write about how you will examine the question. And in the result, you write the results. That sounds simple, but it's not. And the discussion section is the most that's the part where you can be a little creative in your interpretations, but it's still you have kind of limited creativity in the discussion also, because you need to interpret what the results mean in comparison with the previous research. So you can just not go on and on how fantastic your results are, because you need to compare them with previous research. And some prefer to begin writing with on the methods and results part, while others start with the introduction. And me personally, I start with the introduction because I find it easier to empty my mind on the topic in the introduction, and then I go on with the method and results and discussion, and then I start changing the paper as it evolves, because there will be a lot of changing in the paper. And then the final steps, yes, as I said, improve your first draft and make it into a manuscript. And then perhaps if it's good enough, you can submit it into a journal. That's what researchers do, basically. And you can harvest the glory of being a published researcher. That's not something many researchers do, however, unfortunately. And then you just start over again. There's not much rock and roll in this process. You do the hard work and you start over with the new question, because maybe you find out that cute puppies is not better than ugly people when it comes to treatment. So you want to examine this more. And remember, research is 80% hard work and only 20% creativity. This is not something I have not found this in a research article. I just made that up, but it is much hard work and not so much creativity. Most creativity you use when you form the research question and select the method, and then it's mostly hard work after that. Also, to do research you need some kind of talent, because if you do not have talent, it will be very, very difficult to understand the different topics and scientific method that goes on. So you need to have some kind of understanding of the scientific method, and also good reasoning helps, of course. And language skills are also a big advantage. I write my research papers in English, even though I am Swedish, and well, I like writing in English better, and although my language skills are probably better in Swedish, I try to improve my English to write better papers. And it's very, very annoying to read papers with bad language. Well, people don't do that unless they have to. And most researchers do not find any revolutionary results. So you need to be patient and not expect to change the world. It's good if you want that, but don't expect it, because you will be very disappointed very quickly. And research is a process of knowledge. So it is a process. Looking what has been found out, adding something new, and then reforming the pool of knowledge. So it's a process. It's not like you create knowledge. It's more like you build on knowledge. So try to have that in mind. Also, it's very good to be stubborn with your ideas, because many of your ideas will be they will be criticized, and they will be even refused, and they will be, people will maybe think you are crazy or something. But I want to encourage you to be stubborn with your ideas, because often it's those odd ideas that can add stuff to the pool of knowledge, instead of just like adding a drop of something that's already been there before. But meanwhile, you should also accept criticism, because if you do not, well, your road can just go anywhere, and it doesn't have to be in a good direction. So accept criticism from those who know, from those who has been doing these things for many years, and know from experience what works and what does not work. So it's a sort of line dance to be stubborn and accepting criticism. And that's pretty much everything for this time, and I hope you have a little better picture of how to do research. Thank you, and see you the next time.